Hi, a bit about my diet. I usually fast throughout the day and eat on an empty stomach. This way my stomach feels calm and I feel more relaxed and smarter in general. Some days I try to eat things that are really easy to digest, be it yogurt, toast, fruit, etc. This way my stomach doesn't have to work that hard. If you experience autistic symptoms, you would most likely have a sensitive stomach. So eating foods that are easy to digest is very helpful when trying to decrease autistic symptoms. If you had trouble digesting food, you would probably notice it more in the morning. You might have stomach pain and feel really anxious. With autism, the gut affects the brain a whole lot more than in an average person. So you have to have a healthy diet and listen to your body. Try to see if you have any reactions to food. If you do, try cutting them out and wait and see how you feel. Foods harder to digest are greasy foods, processed foods, spicy and acidic foods, so maybe limit the consumption of these types of food. A1 versus A2 milk. The beta-casein protein in A1 milk is broken down by the digestive system to release a potentially harmful opioid, BCM7. The casein in A2 milk does not get broken down that way and is therefore considered safe and nutritious. Lots of studies show an association with A1 milk and heart disease, diabetes, milk intolerance, autism, schizophrenia, Crohn's disease, infant death, and autoimmune diseases. When I tried normal whole milk, probably a mix between A1 and A2, I initially felt disassociated with reality. I felt like I couldn't think properly and couldn't future plan, like I was stuck in the moment. I also got a headache and just felt uncomfortable. I also noticed I could read stuff, but no information would be retained, so really bad short-term memory. I also had bad insomnia. In the morning after, I felt really anxious. I didn't want to get out of my bed, and my stomach was hurting, sensitive, and it was bloated. I had a red face and felt inflamed all over. I had a stuffy nose and it brung on allergies. I also felt so introverted and couldn't focus on anything. I had bags under my eyes and felt highly emotional and so ill. My hands were actually shaking later on in that day. I was actually more introverted trying this than gluten. That makes sense because casomorphin is said to be more dangerous to the brain than gliadorphin. It certainly felt that way. Casomorphin's drug-like effect can worsen anxiety and mood disorders and cause cravings for dairy and sugar. I lived on sugary foods as a kid. I craved them intensely. A1 milk can worsen acne, eczema, upper respiratory infections, asthma, and allergies. It causes digestive problems, not because of the lactose, but because of the massive amount of histamine from casomorphin. It contains histidine, which is a precursor to histamine. This increases the likelihood of allergies and inflammation. A2 has proline, which is a precursor to hydroxyproline. The body uses this to make collagen, tendons, ligaments, and heart muscle. And now that I think about it, I think that was the major cause of my painful stomach that I often had as a child, because I always drank milk, because they just said it was healthy. Also, if you have eustachian tube dysfunction, A1 milk will exacerbate the problem, like I did with me. The opioid found in A1 milk can cause digestive issues, so if you experience autistic symptoms, you should avoid it. My high salicylate diet that I had for years really increased my intestinal permeability, so if you can heal that, then you'll experience less of these symptoms. Oftentimes in hard cheese, the peptide is broken down, so that's why some people can be fine with hard cheeses, but no soft cheeses. If you experience autistic symptoms or are gluten intolerant or even lactose intolerant, I would suggest trying A2 milk and just see how you feel. Also, if you don't experience these symptoms with A2 milk. You can make butter, cream, ice cream, yogurt, cheese. They have recipes online about how you do that. Also, you can buy goat or sheep dairy products, which is already A2. Goat's milk also helps stabilize gastric stomach acid in the stomach, and sodium bicarbonate too. That also helps reduce autistic symptoms. Sodium bicarbonate is also good to get excess salicylates out of your system. Basically get more alkaline foods in your body. Also, if you can get spring water that is slightly more alkaline, that'll be beneficial. Some people struggle with digesting fat. Goat's milk also has a different fat structure than cow's milk. The fat molecules are smaller, making it even easier to digest, and it has loads less casein. Or go dairy free, whatever works for you. I've also noticed autistic symptoms can come in waves. One moment you could feel alright, the next you could feel really anxious, irritable, introverted. So, next I tried A2 milk. It had a cleaner taste with a different type of sweetness. After about 20 minutes I felt a little disassociated with reality. Maybe that's just when the fat starts curdling. Those symptoms lasted for about 15 minutes. After about an hour, I had a very slight tension headache. I didn't really experience any autistic symptoms when I initially drank the milk. I did feel a bit irritable after a few hours though. Waking up I felt slightly anxious and a bit introverted, and my stomach hurt slightly. These symptoms dissipated slowly throughout the day after getting up and didn't bring on any allergies. Then I had goat's milk, which is already A2, but has smaller fat molecules, so digest easier. I've never tried goat's milk before, but it was the cleanest, tastiest milk I've had. It has loads more flavour than normal cow's milk. It goes well with everything. I didn't experience any symptoms of it as well. I felt completely fine. So this is going to be my milk from now on, for cereals, yogurt, kefir, etc. Also, if you wake up with a bit of anxiety or feel uneasy, you may want to try chymotrypsin. It can help convert the protein in your diet to the amino acids. Also, a bit about behavioural therapy. It's good to help control their behaviour, but it would be like being a functional alcoholic for them, being loaded up on opioids from the diet, among a host of other things. That's why you need to get casomorphin and gliadorphin out of their system, mainly from A1 dairy and gluten, so avoid them sources. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.